When You Let God Lead, the story of Paul and Denise Bentley. Sometimes life doesn't fall apart all at once, it unravels slowly. That's what it felt like for Paul and Denise Bentley. They were running a small landscaping business in the UK, Atlantes Landscapes, trying to make ends meet, trying to keep things going. On the outside, everything seemed fine. But behind the scenes, business was slow, bills were mounting, and the stress was quietly building. They were exhausted, spiritually, emotionally, financially. And then, everything stopped. In 2006, Denise suffered a sudden, near-fatal brain hemorrhage. One moment she was fine, the next she was being rushed to the hospital. For Paul, it felt like the ground had dropped beneath him. The woman he loved, the person he built his life with, was now fighting for hers. Doctors gave no promises. The prognosis was unclear. And in that raw, uncertain moment, Paul did the only thing he knew to do. He prayed. He cried out to God, not with fancy words or religious language, just desperation. God, please save her. Please show up. And he did. Against the odds, Denise survived. Her healing was nothing short of miraculous. But more than that, it marked a shift, a turning point, a moment of divine awakening. Coming out of that storm, Paul and Denise made a decision, a bold one, a radical one. They would no longer run their lives or their business the same way. They were going to give God full control, not just of their Sundays, but of their spreadsheets, invoices, marketing plans, and clients. They made a real declaration, God, you are now the CEO of our business. And from that moment forward, things began to change. Slowly at first, then consistently. The business, Atlantes Landscapes, started growing. Clients came, some without even advertising. The stress they once felt daily began to lift. Opportunities opened. Finances stabilized. They even began mentoring others in faith and business. It wasn't magic, it was obedience. Because when you give God the wheel, He doesn't just take you somewhere better, He takes you somewhere you couldn't reach on your own. Paul and Denise began seeing their work not just as a business, but as a ministry. Every job became an opportunity, every client interaction, a chance to reflect God's light. They learned to pray over their staff, invite God into decision-making, and trust Him with the outcome. Win or lose. Now, years later, their story continues to inspire countless others, not because they became millionaires overnight, but because they surrendered and God showed Himself faithful. Their message? It's simple and powerful. Stop striving, start surrendering. Make God the CEO, not just in word, but in practice. When you invite Him into your business, He brings more than profit, He brings purpose. From breakdown to breakthrough, from stress to surrender. Paul and Denise Bentley are living proof that faith works in every part of life, even the marketplace. So if you're out there feeling stuck, burnt out, or unsure where to turn next, let this be your reminder. God cares about your business, your goals, your vision. And when you hand it over to Him, truly hand it over, He will do more than you can ask, think, or imagine.